everybody, it's Felix here from the Tennis Brothers, and today I'm going to be talking about the differences between the clay and the hard court and how you can play on them. Let's start with clay. So now I know these courts aren't proper clay, they're artificial clay, but I'm still going to talk to you about as if they were real clay. So first of all, these courts are going to be much slower because when the ball bounces and it comes back up, generally it will pick up a lot of the sand particles or the clay particles on the court, and this means it has more air resistance, so it will travel slower and you have more time to get to balls, which makes rallies longer and also shots slower. Because of this, you're obviously not going to be able to hit as many massive winners and you're going to have to just out rally them a bit more. Also, the angle of the ball on the clay court will be more upright towards 90 degrees. It will be from about 30 to 44 degrees, meaning that the ball will bounce higher and you're going to have to maybe move back or take it on a bit more, whereas on the hard court it will kind of travel through. So how are we going to play on a clay court most effectively? We all know Rafa is unbelievable on the clay court, and what he does really well is he hits a lot of spin to the opponent's backhand and allows them to not have a lot of power on their shots. So main thing is hit a lot of spin really deep, so the ball will bounce really high and they can't really do anything with it. Secondly, you're going to have a lot of stamina, so you can get every single ball back, and you have a chance to do that because the courts are a bit slower. Thirdly, you just have to be really consistent and make sure you win all the points because the other person makes a mistake and that you don't make the mistake. One thing on a clay court that you have to consider is that you have to produce your own spin, because a lot of the spin gets taken off the ball, and it's because it slows down, because when it touches the clay a lot of that force and spin is absorbed by obviously all the particles that get trapped onto it. So you're going to have to produce a lot of spin and therefore push your opponent back. One thing I love about clay is that you can slide and get to a lot of those really slow balls. Also, I like to have these long rallies, love the suspense or in the rally or winning a really long point, and that really gives a thrill for me. So let's go visit the hard court and see how it compares. So I'm now on the hard court. We've just come from the clay and I'm going to show you what the hard court has to offer. So the bounce is going to be really high and you don't need to produce as much spin because there's no friction on the court, so this spin will come by itself. Therefore you need a lot of big weapons in order to push the other opponent back. Therefore all of the rallies on the hard court, the length of the rally will go down, meaning that when you hit those big shots and you can make those big shots, then you're going to be in a really good position to win the match. So in my opinion, whether it's clay or hard, I think I'd probably go for the hard court, because me as a player, I have a lot of big weapons and I can really use those to push the other player back and win a lot of these points in maybe 2, 3, 4 shots. And on the clay court I really have to use consistency and stamina, and I prefer hitting a lot of big shots, and that's kind of more my game style. So that's probably why I would prefer the hard court. Leave a comment down below what you think, whether you prefer the clay court or the hard court, or whether you just play better on one surface, whether you like it or not. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found it informative on maybe which surface you prefer to play on. Remember to like and subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when our next video comes out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.